in the safety algorithm, so let us consider the three resource types A, B, C or the three resource types. Each resource having that A resource having the 10 instances and the B resource having the 5 instances and the C resource having the 7 instances. So in these instances, the P0 through P4 holding these resources are allocated. So for among those 10 resources, the 2 resources to P1, 3 resources to P2 and 2 resources to P3 allocated. So like that, for the B instance, from the 5 resources, the 2 resources are allocated. From the C instance, the 5 resources are allocated to 3 processes. Now, but actually the maximum demand of each process to finish the execution, for the process P1 to finish that execution, it requires the 7 resources of that A. 7 instances from the resource A, 5 instances from the resource B and the 3 instances from resource 3. Now, after allocating all these resources, now the available resources. So here, from the 10 resources, the 5 resources, here that 7 resources are allocated. Now that available resources are 3, and for the B resource type, in the 5 instances, the 2 resources are allocated. Now that available resources 3. For the C type resource, in the 7 instances, so here that 5 instances are allocated. So now the 2 instances are available. Now we need to know that what is that need of the each and every process. How we will get that need of the process? The need of the process is get by the maximum demand of the each process minus allocated resources. Now for that, first A, for the process P0, for the resource type A, the need is 7 instances. So that means the 7 minus 0, 7, 5 minus 1, 4 and 3 minus 0, 3. Like that for every process we have given here. Now the first one is, first we have to initialize the finish of 0 false, finish of 1 false, finish of 2 false, finish of 3 false, finish of 4 false. The first we initialize that finish of each process is false. Now see that the available resources are 3, 3, 2. First we have to start with that process P0. The process P0 having that 7, 4, 3. So available resources 3, 3, 2. So here this condition is not satisfied. Now we will move to check with the process P1. So here that 3, 3, 2. Now it satisfies the condition. When it satisfies this condition, if this condition is true, we will move into the next step, work is equals to work plus allocation. Now the work means available resources. So the allocated resources for the process P1 is 2, 0, 0. Now that available resources 5, 3, 2. Now we check with that process P2. 5, 3, 2. So the condition is not satisfied. Once it satisfies the condition and finish that execution, this finish of 0 false will be changed to true. Now we are checking to the process P2. So that is condition not satisfied. Now we are checking this condition with P3. Now what are the available resources? 5, 3, 2. So it satisfies the condition. 5, 3, 2. It satisfies the condition. Now we add this P3. 2, 1, 1 will add to this process for process P3. Now 7, 4, 3. Now we check with that process P4. 7, 4, 3. Okay. So before checking this condition, it satisfies the condition and it changes the falls to true. Now the 4, 3, 1, 7, 4, 3. So it satisfies that condition. Now we add this process P4 allocated resources to available resources. Now the available resources 7, 4, 5. Now we check with that condition process P0 and process P2. Now see that 7, 4, 3 are the need of the processes. Now the available resources are 7, 4, 5. 7, 4, 5. Okay. Now check that condition. It satisfies that condition. Now we include that process P0 to this 1. Now that how many available resources for this process P0? 0, 1, 0. Now 7, 5, 5 are the available resources, and now for the process P1 is also over, it checks the condition. Now process P3 also over, finish the execution. Process P4 also over the finish of execution. For the process 0 also over the execution. Now what is the final one? Process P2. Now what are the available resources now? 7, 5, 5. From this 7, 5, 5 it satisfies the condition. Now for process P2 add these available resources to these resources. Now this is process P2. Now the total instances are 10, 5 and 7. So now it's also finished this execution. Now all will change to true. Now the final available resources 10, 5, 7. So the already first we considered that for A resource 10 instances, B resource 5 instances and C resource 7 instances. So with this example what we observed is this is the safe sequence P1, P3, P4, P0, P2 is the safe sequence.